After returning, the men were horrified to find that the gas level was still rising and that they would be poisoned sooner or later, so they had to escape with their daughter. The only way for their daughter to get out is to wear a spacesuit, but the suit is in a lab in the city. But the husband and wife are so desperate to save their daughter that they decided to risk their lives to find the suit. When they find out that her parents are going to the city center, the daughter asks them to visit her friend. Her friend suffers from sepsis just like her, and her parents are always away. They refuse to do so because they were not obliged to help someone else's child in a situation where everyone was in danger. The couple had no choice but finally agreed to let their daughter stop by. But strangely, when they arrived at the boys' house, they found no one there. As the oxygen was running out, they didn't have time to think about it, and then they went to the lab and found the space equipment. They took the suit and were about to leave when the lab exploded. Luckily, it didn't take long for them to wake up, but the man suddenly couldn't breathe and realized that the oxygen tube had broken. Now there's only one oxygen tank and the couple can only alternate between using it and carrying the heavy spacesuit. They walked and stopped for who knows how long before they reached the top floor. What's worse, the oxygen tank is about to run out, so both of them are going to die here. So the man decided to let his wife go home first, and then he would find a way to get home. The wife was very reluctant to leave because she knew that without the oxygen tank, her husband would die. But when she thought of her daughter at home, she still held back her tears and left. But she never thought that this goodbye would be forever. In order to save oxygen, wife ran wildly in the streets, but unexpectedly the oxygen still did not last until she rushed home. Time is of the essence. He quickly took off the oxygen tank and then held his breath and dragged the box hard to climb towards the top floor, but finally made it back. But she never thought that the next scene she saw would make her even more suffocated than in the gas. The spacesuit had been burned by the explosion. The woman was in despair after all the work she had done. On the other hand, the man was still rushing home along the roof. But he saw a dead man on the rooftop. Such a long bloodstain was obviously killed by someone. The man took a look at the bloodstain, and in the video, you can see a tank walking towards the inside. There were indeed traces of human habitation. In addition to the supplies, there are even tanks of oxygen cylinders. He looked around again to make sure that no one was nearby, and then directly put the oxygen tank on his back and prepared to take this to go back. But before he could get out of the door, a man in a police uniform came in and warned him to put the tank down.